Hello and welcome everybody tonight. We have Catfish Pirates again here tonight so they can give us an update for their upcoming Veterans Tournament next month. And we'll go off and read off the people in chat. We have 351 Cleveland that's in here, Mike Sampson. Of course, I'm in chat. Mike's Fishing Home that's in chat. Maurice Kaysen, Brad Betts, and 351 so far. If you guys just do me the honor of sharing this out on both social media and your community page, if you have it, please do. And I will leave you. Let Alan and Tim and I forgot Dave have the floor so they can talk about the Catfish Pirates. If you have any questions, put it in chat and I'll get it and I'll post it on screen so they can read it and answer it. Gentlemen?
Well, got a lot of updates up to this point. A lot of big things that are going to happen at the event. We are currently working on we're doing it right now. You've seen it probably posted, a home defense shotgun with a custom concealment box to go along with it. We're raffling that off. We're going to pull the winner out at the reservoir on the 27th there at Prairie Creek. One winner. Whoever wins that will have to go do 9 Guns in Anderson, which is one of our sponsors that donated the shotgun, and do all the paperwork for the legal portion of the gun. We will have the box out at the event so everybody can see that, and you'll be able to buy tickets for that day if you like. On top of that, we have, oh boy, man, where do we start? We got our sponsors this year. We actually surpassed the amount of sponsors that we had last year. We had 134 last year. Right now we're at 143, and we're probably going to be pushing about 150. We're going to tie that up here in the next couple of weeks. That way we can get all that information over to the graphic shop so they can create our banner and make sure everybody's on that this year. We kind of goofed up last year, missed one, so we'll make sure that does not happen this year. On top of that, I know we've got 2 custom fishing rods coming that's going to be made for this event, particularly this event. So it's going to have information on the rod, about the event, 2 different custom rod builders. Steve can tell you about one of them. Actually, he's the one that picked that up. The other one's Meat Hunt. He reached out to me after I got with him and said he'd like to make a custom rod for our event. So what they're doing for us. Steve, you tell them about the other rod.
The other rod is going to be a custom channel cat rod from, think of it, Main Lake Rods. He's making that for us. I know it's going to have American flags on it. I believe military branches along with our event and everything. And he's been sending me updates on that. And man, that rod is just gorgeous. I can't wait to see it. And, you know, let alone one person is going to be very lucky to win it, because it is going to be a very, very sharp, one-of-a-kind rod.
Yeah, I believe both of them will be.
So,
can't thank them enough.
No, I mean, it's all our sponsors out there. I mean, thanks to every one of them, because, you know, rather big sponsor, small sponsor, it don't matter. You know, they're all greatly appreciated, and, you know, we couldn't do this event without them.
No way.
Amen to that.
On top of that, another big dollar item we're going to raffle off thanks to another one of our sponsors, Adams Roofing. He is going to donate a gutter job worth $3,300 for us to raffle. So that's up to 300 foot of gutters with up to 10 downspouts on your house or your pole barn. Only stipulation is it has to be white, no color change, and you have to own your own home or structure you want. We're going to raffle that off as well. He gave that to us, so it's another big item. The other one is R&R Tire. This is a big one. They're all big, but these guys did really good for us last year, and they've stepped up even more this year. We're going to do what they did, basically better than last year. I can tell you that I've already donated a brand new Yeti cooler. I've already got it secured. So we're going to raffle that off, but in addition to that, we're actually going to fill that cooler up with other items. We're going to put some pirate gear in it, some shirts, maybe a hoodie, decals. We're going to throw in some other sponsor items in it. We're going to raffle that off. In addition to that, from R&R Tire, they said there may be some tires and stuff coming. They're not sure yet. I do know they are cutting another check for us to turn over to Amvet. And then also on that, they reached out to me about this summer, they are going to be doing car shows at all of their R&R Tire locations across the U.S. They picked our charity for the car show here in Muncie. So what that means for us is it's going to be later in August. But what that means for us, from what they told me, everything that's raised at the car show, R&R Tire is going to match it dollar for dollar, 100%. All that money will be turned over to us to help us with our event next year, which there's a big item right now we're trying to get. So I'm hoping this will take a big chunk of it or cover the whole thing. That we're trying to get us an enclosed trailer so we can have a way to pull all the gear and sponsored items from all of our sponsors to the event. Right now, I'm borrowing a trailer, which I can still do that, but really we need our own trailer. We want to get it wrapped with a patriotic theme. That way we can start setting up at other shows for the call. And there's a good use for it for our event, other events through AMVET. So it's something that I want to really try to get. It will make our event just that much more professional. I don't know where that's going to go with the car show, but I'm pretty excited about that. So they're supposed to be launching that out here pretty soon, from what he told me.
Yeah.
That's some of the big items that's happening this year at the event, and for us personally for next year.
Yeah. And also at the car show, they're going to allow us to set up a booth and run our own raffles at the booth as well to further help. So, I mean, that's going to help us out tremendously with things to, I mean, everybody always asks how long it takes us to put on one of these events. And as you can see, we're already, we're not only working on this year's, but we're already working on the following. So,
I'll go ahead and let it out because it's not really going to be a big secret. We've already discussed it. But come next year, we've already got with one of our sponsors that me and Steve Prostaff for Northwoods Marine, Peter Dries, and Smackdown Catfishing. We are going to acquire a fishing kayak to raffle off next year at our event.
Holy cow. That's amazing.
Yeah, we can't thank them enough as well. So we don't have all the details yet. I just know we will have one for next year. Nothing changes. So, I talked to him a couple times about it, and we felt like it was too soon to do it this year with everything that we've already got going on, and we decided we're going to wait, make this our big item.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll also give us a little bit of time to plan, because I've kind of got a few things been kind of, we've talked about a little bit and everything, that if we can get enough interest next year, then we may even, on top of already running a boat division, a bank division, may add a kayak division to that if we can get enough interest.
Yeah.
Hey, with the catfishing community we have now, you never know.
No, you don't. And, kayaking for catfish is getting more and more popular. So, I don't see no reason whatsoever why them guys should be left out as well. So,
no, they shouldn't. I totally agree with you on
that. I mean, we want our event to be open to, anybody that loves to catfish. And that's what we're working hard for and trying to make happen.
Yeah.
It's been blowing up down at Summit Lake bass. They get their own bass tournament going on down at Summit Lake.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Can't see why that wouldn't take off for us as well.
Right. Yeah. It's just, the sport of catfishing growing more and more every day. And, it's great to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of things have to change out there, but it is growing.
Oh, it's growing. Every time you turn around, you got new people coming into the catfishing community. And the family, I'm like, it's growing leaps and bounds. And I was just talking to a guy that I met 2 years ago at Frank Holton, that I taught him some stuff on catfishing, and he just picked it up and just went with it. And now he's getting into catfishing, just started the channel. And I'm helping him get his stuff that he needs to where he can go live and do catfishing.
Right.
And he's local.
Yeah.
And I just blew my mind.
Yeah, it's definitely a growing sport for sure.
And I'm glad to see more people getting into it.
Oh, I am too. I really am too.
It's good to see people get into it, because it's a sport that needs to be what's the word I'm looking for? Growing.
Right.
I do want to give a shout out this year to Danny Tinsman and all of his staff from Best Way here in our area. Best Way Disposal. We reached out to them. I think we've already mentioned it, but this year will be our first year for the tournament. Have our own professional grade scales with LED readout. So can't thank them enough for that. This will be I haven't even actually broke it out of the case yet. I mean if I need to. But it was very expensive. I think it was about a $1,300 outfit that they purchased for these. So we'll have that this year.
Yep.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And really the only other thing that, we're doing a little different this year at the event as well. It's going to free us up a little bit from things. Is last year we did sign-ups at the event, and this year I'm actually going to leave from the event a little early, go to the boat ramp, and I'm going to set up, and then that way I can do all registrations at the ramp this year. So that way it gives us a little more time for our pictures and everything we've got going on there, and then we can make sure everybody is at the ramp when need be for sign up
Yeah,
and
last year we
captain's
did.
meeting and everything else.
Yeah, last year we did a much better job of getting pictures, but we wasn't perfect. This year I want to do better than what we did.
Right.
Mainly for our sponsors' cause. I mean, that's.
Well, yeah. I mean, our sponsors are our heart and soul of this event, and
Yeah.
And I can tell you when we went down to the conference back in February, the sponsors that were down there, they were just very generous what they donated. I mean,
yeah. I don't know if we even have an exact count, but I know of at least we've got at least 15 different rods from different companies this year. Roger.
That's what we have. That's what we have right now. We still have more coming.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That was just from the conference.
Yeah. Just
how many rods are you guys expecting this year?
I'm going to say 20 to 25.
Wow. That's a lot of rods.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is just amazing that you guys have that much people that's wanting to help you with this and the veterans. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it is. I think it's a I think it's a combination of what our group's about CPR and conservation, and then we added the MPES portion into this to raise money for the veterans, and I think that's really what's done.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I really do agree with it, because I tell you what, without them veterans, we wouldn't have what we have right now.
No, we would not.
But that's why it's time for us to support them and help give back to them for everything they've done.
I've now been involved with AMVET. This is the start of my second year. I'm just floored at the amount of stuff that they do during the year. And we've had a few people that asked about moving our event, and now I see why the date of our event is important. I mean, that particular day, obviously, that's the greatest time we could have it, because it's what the holiday is, for the veterans. But they are so busy with events themselves leading up to that and much past that I don't know how we would squeeze our event in with them other than that day. I really don't.
I don't think you could.
They are always doing something, and it's not just here. A lot of times they travel out of town, out of state. And I feel bad that I can't be involved more with that. But once I retire down the road, and I'm planning on, I got some opportunities. I could have went with John to like Washington.
Yeah, that was the first march that there was DC talking about veterans affairs, helping stuff get passed for veterans from suicide to equal opportunities for VSOs to be a 501c19, which the AMVETS is not 501c19. That means basically, if you donate something to us, we can't give you a tax write-off. But this new bill coming out should be passed. It will give us the opportunity to be a 501c19, which if someone donates a card to us, we can actually give them a receipt for that and they can take it off their taxes. Right now, we can't. You go to the American Legion or the Veterans of Foreign War, them two organizations has that 19C clause. But so stuff like that has been what we've been trying to get help where we be equal. Out there just on the Walking Hill past month. So like I said, we're always doing something, from talking to our congressmen and senators to actually supporting our local BSOs, golf outings. We do anything we can to support our organization and others.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times they've left and went out of town, out of state to other AMVET posts to support their cause, what they were doing at that particular time.
And this past September coming up, we're going to have the National Sons Commander in for a visit at our local post, which they don't, not too many posts gets that, but he's coming here for our 24th annual flag retirement ceremony. And we retired over 4,300 flags last year at that event. And that passed our 50,000 flags retired here for the 23 years. So he's coming. So like I said, we got some big moves coming in September. So that's one reason we can't really move stuff. We do a lot. If you want to know, come see us. I mean, you come in, we treat you like family.
That's really good to have people like that. You guys are like that. That you just treat people like family and just welcome them in, because you don't find that too often in many places.
But everybody that I've encountered here has been very welcoming, very nice and courteous. I mean, just a great group of people.
We're one of the few organizations, well, we're one in the state that has all the entities in the AMS family. We got veterans, of course, ladies up there, like sons, riders, SAG, which is basically completely opposite of anything any organization does. They do everything bad afterwards on purpose to raise money, scholarship for nursing, and we got our juniors here. So, I mean, we got juniors from age 5 to 17 here. They're going to be at the event helping us out too.
So, with all this going on, how many people? What is the outcome of people you are expecting to see come to this tournament?
Well, I'm expecting our tournament number of people in our tournament. I'm expecting that to go up to 25 to 50%. The teams that show up. So at the event itself, I can see us pulling 300 people this year or more.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm going to say 300 people and probably between, 50 and 60 teams in the tournament is going to be my guess.
Well, I'm hoping for.
And you're expecting how many boats?
I'm guessing probably between 50 and 60 teams total between the bank and the boat teams.
Wow. That's still a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that would be up from last year.
That's. And how many did you have last year?
I think overall I think we was right around a little better than 40 between the boat and the bank teams.
Yeah. Between 37 and 40, I think it was.
I think it was 42, what I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Whisker Dreams in chats wants to know, where is this tournament?
It's at Prairie Creek Reservoir in Selma, Indiana.
And that's a overnight tournament?
Yes.
That's what, 8 to 7?
8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Okay. So it's a 12-hour tournament.
Yes.
That's cool. Now, have you any contingencies in case bad weather?
Well, knock on wood, we have not ran into that.
That's the other reason we don't try to schedule it earlier than May 27th.
Right, I understand that.
I mean, if we ran into an issue and we had to reschedule the tournament part of it, we would figure something out. I mean, but
yeah. I understand that, but a question that just popped into mind. I figured I'd ask.
No, I mean it's a good question. It's things that we have discussed. I mean, but as far as actually setting a makeup date, we haven't ran into that, and hopefully don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm hoping and praying you don't have to, but
I mean,
you never know with Mother Nature this year.
exactly. Well, and I mean, we have possible alternative areas as far as for the gathering itself, if we would ever run into that, to where the gathering itself would still be on that date.
Okay, just a different
Regardless.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just,
we can always move it into the AMVETs here that day
yeah.
too.
I
So
mean, we've got, you know, I mean, and we also have a big tent that gets set up and pavilions and everything else. So if it's just rain, it's not a big deal.
No, I understand. That's good to know because some people that are coming, especially on YouTube, that listens and comes,
Right.
need to know that. So
Yeah.
it's always good to have ducks in a row and T's crossed and I's dotted.
Yeah. And I mean, and I would say, if, I mean, if a day before the event they're calling for 100% chance of severe thunderstorms with wind and lightning and everything else, then we would be able to make a decision at that time. But so far with the time of year we have it and everything else, it's worked out nice to where the weather is normally pretty decent.
Rustic Outdoors wants to know what's the average weight that would win the tournament.
Average weight,
Well, it's a 3-fish limit. So
three fish limit, but it's still going to take better than 30 pounds.
29 won it last.
Yeah. So
and there are 20-pound class channel cats in this lake.
yeah, as well as a few 20 plus pound and larger flatheads.
Yes.
So this is a channel cat and flathead lake, no blues.
Well, it's actually a channel cat lake. Okay, I mean the flatheads that are in there, they're kind of few and far between. But I mean, 2 years ago, Big Fish was a flathead.
Wow, that's just crazy.
So, I mean, there are some nice flatheads that have been caught. I mean, there is actually 2 years ago we actually had a team weigh in a blue cat. Man,
So how many times has a flathead won the tournament?
just that 1 year as far as Big Fish, 2 years ago.
So Rustic's asking. So okay, so it could be anyone's game then.
Oh yeah, oh totally.
Def-
I mean,
I've seen bank fishermen win tournaments before, Rustic.
well, actually, and so we run them as two different divisions, okay? But if we would have ran it as one division last year,
Yep.
the team that won the bank tournament actually would have took overall weight.
Yep.
What was the overall weight for the bank tournament?
I think it was over 30.
It's 30 point, almost 31 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. So what did the boat people get?
Big total for it was just under 30 pounds.
Bank tournament would have whooped the boats.
Yes.
Yep. Last year.
Last year, yeah.
Yep.
That just goes to show that bank fishermen are not something that you just can leave by the wayside and say they won't catch anything, because they will. They just
Oh yeah, I mean, that's like the one thing I've never been able to figure out. When you're on the bank, you want to cast out as far as you can, but when you're in the boat, you're casting as close to the shore as you can.
Right.
I mean, so
Bank fishermen have their own theories.
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And they know where the flats are, and they know how to get where the flats are, the drop offs, the ledges, and the canals, and all where they want to get. And they listen to the weather and find out the barometrics.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's one good thing I can say about there at Prairie Creek is, as far as for the bank guys, they are constantly working on new areas, clearing and everything else to offer more spots to bank fish.
Oh, Rustic says he's going to fish from the boat this year. He got his boat paid for now.
Cool.
Just be careful out there, buddy. Yeah. Whiskey Dream says he's a boat fisherman, but he fishes tight to the bank.
Yeah, man.
Those boat fishermen are good targets for bank anglers when they get long distances.
Right.
And I don't try to hit them, but if they're in my spot where I'm fishing, good luck.
Well, and that's one thing I can say about our event, and and everybody's really great about it, is, the boat guys respect the bank guys and the bank guys respect the boat guys.
Right. I respect them.
You're always going to run into a situation where, for one reason or another, you might have to hug the bank to where, but like they say, trim your motors up, go through nice and slow, and no harm, no foul. Everybody has a great time.
Because last summer, I let a guy have almost 450 yards of braid in his 8-ounce pyramid sinker.
Yeah. Well, I have had that happen even fishing in my boat, and had, somebody think they want to come between me and the bank when they got the entire reservoir to go around me. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, they'll get in one of my lines, and at that point, I can't do nothing about it.
I just opened the bail.
Yeah, pretty much.
I opened the bail, and when I got within 5 feet of the end, I just took a knife and cut the braid.
Yeah. Man.
I let them have it all.
So.
And you could hear him cussing because you could hear that 8-ounce pyramid slapping against the prop in the water.
Oh yeah.
He knew what he did.
Oh yeah. And that braid will eat up some seals real quick.
Oh, it'll eat up that seals. It'll even eat up that little metal shaft too.
Yeah.
And the tighter it gets, the harder it's like sandpaper or
yeah.
It'll mess up a shaft.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lose a rod and reel to him.
No, there's times you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, but he's driving a $50,000 yacht up a Kaskaskia River. That yacht shouldn't even be in.
Dinosaurs, huh?
He's driving a $150,000 yacht. That shouldn't even be in the Kaskaskia River.
Right.
And I tell you what, watching people like that, I like watching the boats.
Yeah.
But I respect the boats, but I'm not going to reel in my lines for a boatman.
Right.
Comes by.
No, exactly. So, but all right, guys. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. I've had a long day. I'm going to jump off here. So everybody have a good night. And like I always tell anybody, if they got a question about the event or anything like that, feel free to look me up on Facebook, send me a message Roger, message Doug Parkinson, message John. I mean, try and do what we can do to get your questions answered and all that. And other than that, I'm going to turn this over to Roger and John. So you guys have a great evening, and I'll talk to you after a bit, Roger.
All right, buddy. Bye.
All right.
See you, bud.
Yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, Sean, Steve. I know we talked about a lot of the stuff that we're doing for the veterans, but
Yes.
what about the safety protocols?
Safety protocols as far as the tournament?
Yeah.
Basically, I tell everybody if they don't feel comfortable, they're out on the water, and the weather gets bad, gets rough. Just go ahead and seek shelter. Get off the water if they have to. Find a cove to get out of the wind. If they don't feel comfortable on the water, pull your boat back on the trailer and wait it out. If
it was real bad, they do have warning sirens out there.
Yes.
There is warning sirens out there. If there's severe anything in the area, they will go off, and you can hear it anywhere out there.
And if it looks like the weather's going to be so bad that it's not going to let up, then at that point in time we'll have to make a decision whether to just to cut our loss on the tournament, and I'd go from there. I'm not sure what we would do at that point.
Right. But it's just things that I know people want to know about or hear about from tournaments.
Yeah.
It's concerns like that, like that one tournament where we lost someone in the catfishing community where a 16-mile-an-hour wind gust flipped his boat and he lost his life over it.
Yeah, well, I can tell you if we get something like that, we're not having the tournament. We will not let people go out in the water and fish.
That wind came up out of nowhere, right in the middle of his catfish tournament, and it just caught him off guard.
The reservoir, when severe wind like that does come up, they do put a siren on. I was out there. Matter of fact, we had severe warning out there yesterday here, and I was out there just riding around. The alarms went off out there because the gust got up over 50 miles per hour out there, and they sound alarm out there, which no one was on the lake anyhow, but bank fishermen. But other than that, there was no one out there. The ramp, if the wind's out of the north to south, it's a pain in the butt to load your boat anyhow.
Right.
There ain't really no protection.
Like
There ain't really no protection.
Like Whisker Dream said, there was no warning of that wind during that lake when they hit.
Yeah.
And that's how bad that wind came up, just out of nowhere.
Wind can always be an issue in the spring. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's always an issue every spring.
Wind is notorious in the springtime. That's another reason why I feel like having our event near the end of May before the fish start going on the spawn. I figure that's really probably our best chance to avoid any really serious bad weather.
Oh, I agree with you on that one. I do agree with you on that one because that takes a lot to handle, and you guys have a lot going on that you need to take care of, and you want to make sure this tournament goes off without a hitch, without any stipulations coming up like Mother Nature.
Yeah, I want everybody to go out and have fun and bring fish in to weigh in. I don't care. Doesn't matter if you catch a bunch of big fish or little fish. I'd like to see everybody that gets in the tournament bring fish to weigh in to be a part of that.
Oh, exactly. I agree with that one. Because it's all about fun. It's all about enjoying the communion with one another.
Yeah.
It's,
And for those that don't know, the guaranteed money that we put up, that does not come from the money that we get from the money we pull in from the tournament and at the gathering. That's money that we raise ahead of time before this event ever starts, which is about $3,500 we're paying out.
Whiskey Dream says the wife and him got caught last year in a 2 a.m. bad weather. That's how he busted his transom on his boat. He hit a floating tree. That's just things you guys have to watch out for in boats, especially at 2 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you won't see that too much on a body of water like what we're fishing, as far as floating trees and stuff. For the most part, you'll see more of that on rivers, lake systems that have rivers running through them. For the most part, you won't see anything like that at this place. You'll have the wind, occasionally, and the weather, but you won't. Hopefully, I've never seen a big tree floating out there.
It's a limb or two.
Yeah, a limb or two, but
not no big ones.
I've heard of transom like a tree or a tree stump, and I tell you what, those tree stumps.
Well, I've been anchored up before out in the Ohio River during the day, and I've seen big trees come floating by, and I tell you, it makes me real nervous.
Oh, it makes your skin crawl, don't it?
Yep. I don't really care to be around the barges either. That's another story, but they make me a little nervous too, especially out there in a small 16 or 18-foot boat.
Oh, that was I see them go the 16, 18-foot boats on the Mississippi run them barges. I'm like, dude, you got to be crazy.
Yeah.
Zooming in close to the front of that barge and getting out of its way.
Yep, it makes me a nervous wreck. Yep.
Makes me nervous, and I'm on the bank fishing.
There's been a lot of people that's been ran over at night from a barge because they don't running across the river or a lake system. They're not. Them, believe it or not, them barges can be a lot quieter than you think.
Oh yeah, 9 times out of 10 they won't blow that horn. They'll just run you over. They hit you with that spotlight once, and they move it, and know where you're at, and I still keep coming, and they expect you to.
Yeah, your life is never worth a fish out there. That's for sure.
No, boat safety is something that needs to be pushed on more, because a lot of anglers ain't really thinking of the safety of the boat, and they're thinking about that big fish instead of safety.
Yeah, I would love to see. Yeah, I would love to see them someday down the road come out with something where there's a boater's required safety course and etiquette to be required.
They need an etiquette between right, and they need that etiquette.
There's just so many people that don't have enough experience out there on the water.
Right. Because I thought people, if you had a boat, you had to go through a captain's course just to get your boat, I thought.
Nope, not here. Never heard of it. All you got to have here is
not there.
Driver's license, basically. As far as I'm aware, just Go out and buy your boat and pay all your license and your fees to have your boat on the water and your taxes and stuff, and you're good to go. Get on the water.
Because I know here in Illinois, you buy a boat, you have to go through a boat safety course and the captain's course.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do that here. Be nice if they changed
And
that.
they
I mean,
instill in you the Whiskey Dream says in Virginia they have to go through a boater safety course in Virginia and have a permit to operate. That's good.
yeah, and I can't really see anybody that would want to argue to have to do that. I mean, if I'd like to think that nobody would argue about that.
I don't say you shouldn't. I would agree with deep down the boats. That's what we don't need is losing more family members in the catfish community
No.
and that over something that should take precedence over a 50 or 60 pound cat.
Yeah.
Especially on rivers and lakes with winds and God knows what they could cause harm.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a lot of people out there that we care about, especially the veterans.
Yeah.
But no, veterans are going to be placed on boats with the people that have boats if they want to go out on the boat fishing.
We've not encountered that yet because all the veterans that I've seen come to our event that fish, typically they all have their own boats or they fish with other veterans on their boats. So we've not had anybody come up to us with that yet. But if we cross that, we will do our best to get them on a boat.
Get that right now going on.
It's cool. That's really cool because I'm working. I have an idea I'm working on. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but I'm thinking about doing an online tournament for veterans, them alone.
Yeah.
Because I'm already doing already have a battleship tournament I've got going set up, but I'm thinking about a tournament just for and just let them have at it and just have fun.
Yeah.
Dreams he'd be glad on his boat,
Mm-hmm.
and he's only I think he said 10 hours away from you guys.
Yeah.
So
before we get off of here, I do want to go through a quick kind of a recap for those that's never been to our event, what the day entails, start to finish, so everybody will know if that's okay.
Go for it.
Well, starting that morning, way before the event actual gathering portion starts, there's a bike ride, motorcycle ride that starts here at the AMVETS post. And that will start somewhere around registration around 9 o'clock, I think, and kickstands up are 10. And whoever chooses to become part of that ride, they will have a map ride figured out before then. And then I think the cost is $20.
Yeah.
$20 a bike.
Yep.
And I don't believe there's an extra cost for a rider, a passenger. It's all included. So they'll go through the area on their ride and have a few stops along the way, and then their ride will stop and end at the start of our gathering at the reservoir. and we will be waiting on them with all the motorcycles pulling up. And I tell you what, that's pretty cool to see all them pull up while we're waiting on them.
We had 25 bikes last year.
25 bikes
That'd be
last
cool.
year, and I think this year going to be even more. And all of that money there also goes into all of this that we're raising for the overall amount that we're trying to raise. So once the bike ride is over with and we get them all parked and situated, we get started right off the bat with a few special announcements, special awards, honoring some of our sponsors like we did last year. Typically every year we try to highlight some of our sponsors that stepped up and went above and beyond, and a few special awards to some individuals. And we'll go over a few brief things on our raffles and things like that. And then we'll have a prayer before we eat. We'll get everybody eating. Once the eating's done, everybody's done with that, we'll go into the raffle portion, the door prizes, hopefully get all that wrapped up and be completely done by 6 o'clock. And then we'll shift gears down to the boat ramp, and we'll start getting people signed up for the tournament. Once we get all that done, we'll go through a Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have a lady singing the national anthem. We'll get everybody out on the water after we go through the tournament rules, safety precautions, and all of that, and get them out and get them started by 8 p.m. And the tournament will end at 8 a.m. with we'll be set up before then with our tournament scales and all of that good stuff, and start getting people weighed in and just go from there. And that kind of winds it up. It's a very long day if you do both the tournament and the ring.
Right. So there's no time for a quick nap between the day's events and the night fishing.
No, but we have been discussing it. If our gathering portion gets too big for the area that we have, there's a couple of options that maybe next year we might try to do, is either have it on a different day, maybe like on Friday night, have the gathering, and then have the tournament on Saturday, split them up, and have the gathering maybe at a different location that has more parking and more shelter. So this is definitely something we're talking about. We're just waiting to see how much bigger this gets before we have to take that avenue.
Yeah, Rustic saying he needs a bigger net. Any suggestions?
For a what?
He needs a bigger net for his boat.
A bigger net. Well, they make them.
Rustic, there is not a net big enough for you to fit in. What was that, Alan?
I said they do make them, bigger nets. They actually make some specially for catfish, some, for large trophy-sized fish. You can look up RS
Right.
nets.
RS nets.
Yeah, they are not one of our sponsors, but I have seen them in the catfish world. They are specifically designed for large trophy fish, so. And I think, I want to say I want to say they're out of Ohio, but I might be wrong.
Everybody, please welcome in Hungry Catfishing. He's the gentleman that's fishing with me today, Frank Holton. He's from Belleville, Illinois. He's someone I've been helping teach some tips and tricks for fishing. And if you'd like, please share your link so he can pick you up and follow you and help give him a warm welcome and go over and check him out. Sorry, Alan. So
What was that?
what? I was saying, Hungry Fishing is a catfishing community. He's from Belleville, Illinois. Here, I met him 2 years ago. He's the one I'm helping learn, get his channel going, and teaching him some things about catfishing. And if I can get someone to post have his link posted top of, and if people can share out their own channel links for him, it'd be good for him to where he can go pick you guys up and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And learn some things from me because he's really wanting to learn.
Well, we're still learning ourselves, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he knows his polymers. He knows his no not smells. He's working on the improved clinch knot, but he's doing good.
That's the knot that I use.
He's got the rods, he's got the rules, and I love that improved clinch knot. That is a tight knot.
You know what? I've caught a few large fish like a 40-pound flathead and a little better than a 50-pound blue with them knots, and hooked some other bigger fish, and I've never had a problem with that knot.
No, that's one knot I've never had a problem with. Hey, Whisker Dreams, post some links for him, would you?
Sure. Yeah, we will. Be glad to.
Whisker Dreams, Rustic Outdoors. Please post the links in the chat so he can get. He's following me. He's following Danny Stone. He's following Parker Pursuits. Let's give him some more people to follow and watch and help out. Because he's thirsty for knowledge. He wants some bigger cats, and I'm helping him expand his bait selection because he's basically just using bluegills and shad. So what would you suggest for someone like that that's only using bluegills and shad for bait?
Well, there's a lot of things, but as far as bait goes, I would look to see what is the bait that's available in the water where he's fishing.
For the waters he's fishing, that'd be bluegill, shad, skipjack, moon eye, Asian carp, big head carp, red horse sucker, white horse sucker, carp, and buffalo.
And then based on that, he needs to find out if all of them baits are legal to fish with.
Those are legal baits, even bullheads.
So that's when we go fishing. I never go fishing with just one or two baits. I always take a whole list of various baits with us because you never know what they're going to hit on.
Right.
That's one big thing he can do.
Believe it or not, I call a 5-pound channel cat on crappie jig.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, you just never know.
I watched the guy today catch a 8-pound buffalo on a black and green jig with waxworm.
Yeah.
And
the others.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say the other suggestions I can give him is I'm not sure how he's cutting his bait, but don't just stick with the same piece of bait on each one of the different baits. Like if you're using a midsection, don't just always just use that midsection. Try a head, try a fillet, try a piece of a back end. If you've got real small baits, instead of cutting them, like real small shad, put 2 or 3 on a hook.
Oh yeah.
Mix it up.
2 or 3 shad on a 7-ounce circle hook would be perfect.
Yeah, if you mix your baits up and you mix the size of your baits and the type of baits that you're using, eventually you're going to catch a bigger fish.
Oh yeah. And
The other thing is the body of water that you're fishing. Not all bodies of water has and will hold big fish.
right.
They just won't.
The two rivers that he's fishing is a Kaskaskia River, which is known for big fish, and the Mississippi.
Yep. So that's the other portion of that is to do some homework and to see what kind of fish on average is in the body of water that you're fishing. Because if you're fishing a body of water that say that 20-pound fish are about the largest that you'll typically see, and you're wanting to catch 50 and 60-pound fish, you're probably in the wrong body of water to be fishing.
Yeah, well, he's been following me, and he's seen some of the fish I've caught out of the Kaskaskia, and I think his biggest fish out of the Kaskaskia is 11 pounds. And I tell you what, hey, Turtle Lady, and any tips or tricks or techniques that you can help him with, it'd be great.
Yeah, I would, since you're fishing on a pretty good body of water, it sounds like I would start with the baits that he's using and the bait selections and the sizes and the different pieces.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get him into using some of those offset circle hooks, the triple threats.
Yeah.
And see if I can get him into a better hook set instead of those inline circle hooks.
Yeah, I use circle hooks myself. I love them.
Oh, I love them. I just like the offsets because it seems like I get a better hookup with an offset than I do an inline. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, all the circle hooks I use, they are offset just a bit. So I don't think I've used a basic inline non-offset circle hook. So, but I've had pretty good luck with.
Rustic, he lives in Belleville and he fishes the same waters I fish. So he does fish the Kaskaskia and he does fish the Mississippi. And right now the Mississippi is just raging, and well, the Kaskaskia is flooding as well as it is.
Yeah, when you got water that's raising and lower and dropping real fast, it makes fishing that much harder.
Oh yeah, because you got to fish transitions, and it's hard to keep transitioning with water that's going up or down from day to day.
I know you've probably heard it before, but when the water's raising, the bite's on, and when the water's dropping, the bite is typically off, and that's pretty much true here. I mean, when the water starts dropping, you just about might as well pack it up and go home.
Yeah. Or go to a lake and catch bait for the next fishing trip.
Yep. Yeah. Luckily, yeah, we fish a lot of reservoirs that are for flood control here, and the water level it's definitely a big deal. I mean, when it's on the rise, you're pretty good, but once they start opening up the dam and they start dropping it, it shuts the fish off completely.
Yeah. And I'm going to help him learn how to throw a cast net and stuff, or shad and stuff.
That's good.
And I'm going to help him with a skipjack, how to catch skipjack up there around Alton Dam when the flooding goes down.
See, I wish we had more stuff like that here.
I know.
But unfortunately,
go ahead.
I said, unfortunately, we don't.
I know around the dams around here, you'll find a lot of skipjack. I don't know why, but
I've caught them before down on the Ohio River fishing for them, and they are fun.
Yeah, but they have a really hard mouth.
Yeah, they do.
You have to bury that hook really good.
But if you start getting into them, it's a blast to catch them.
Oh yeah, I can get into them. I just sometimes I don't think I set the hook hard enough.
Yeah.
So
Well, hopefully you can get him learned up a little bit more, and hopefully
well,
get him on some bigger fish.
I am. I'm also helping him get his channel started too. So he only has like 3 videos up right now.
Yeah.
So I'm helping him get the gear and everything he needs to do videos and live streams or whatever. And Hungry, what's 600? He's a cool guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's hungry for knowledge in catfishing.
Yeah, I would tell him not to run out and buy the best of the best equipment in the world, the high top dollar stuff. I would just tell him to buy what he can afford, and as he evolves in the sport and has the funds to buy better gear when he's ready for it, then do it at that point.
Well, he already bought what he could afford.
Yep.
Mad
I guess.
Cats, slime rods, slime reels, PC fun reels.
Yeah, I see a lot of people starting out fishing, and they think they've got to go run out and buy the top of the line gear just to get into this to catch a big fish, and you don't have to.
He's got some good medium heavy action rods and one heavy action rod that's perfect for the waters and rivers we fish.
Yep. You can buy good quality gear at an affordable price without breaking the bank.
I don't think he broke in the bank with what he bought, but
Good.
He's got the good gear.
Yeah, I always hear everybody saying what's the best this, what's the best that, and there's really no such thing as the best this or best that. It's what you like and what you can afford and you enjoy using.
And what you got confidence in.
Yeah.
Confidence is what's
come on, where you at? Here's I posted it on screen for you. What are you saying? He started with a Berkeley and ugly stick and some Abu bait casters, upgraded to some catfishing focused gear.
Yeah.
So that's what he's done. Because when I met him, he only had some Berkeley rods and some ugly sticks.
That's what I started with, catfishing. my biggest flathead came on a 6.5 foot Berkeley bass rod.
Hey, we have catfish and crappie in the house. Welcome in, Mark. So, as far as bank fishing for a new bank fisherman, what would your best advice be for him?
Well, about the same thing I would do as if he was on a boat. Especially if you're unfamiliar with a body of water, see if you can find some maps, lake maps. Shows you the contour and the depths, river channels, creek channels. That will show you a lot of better places you could access from the bank as far as where it might be a better spot for fish to move in and out of to feed at night and things like that. I know I've used a book that had maps of our lakes and rivers and stuff around here for years.
Hey, Mark, I have a new channel that's joining us, pinned to the top. So go check him out, please. He's new to the catfishing community, so we're trying to help him out with new people, more people to follow him. I'm working with him. He lives down here in Belleville, and he's wanting to learn. So I'm helping him out, and I brought him in here to where you guys can get to know him. And thank you, bud. Because I know everybody in here is always willing to help someone else. So if you have any questions, Hungry, feel free to ask. We will answer the questions the best of our abilities. If not, we will find someone that has the answers for you.
Well,
And
Ivan, it's getting kind of late, bub. It's getting to be that time. We're gonna have to cut off here pretty soon. But
no
if
problem.
if anybody has any questions, reach out to us about our event, or if you have any questions about what the AMVETs do,
Just ask me.
just get a hold of John, get a
Yeah.
hold of myself.
We're always here to help.
Yeah, they're
Turtle Lady, the link is at the top of the chat. It's pinned up top. But I'm glad you guys were able to come back up here and help us update with what you guys got going on.
yeah. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you guys are always welcomed up here. Anything for the veterans, I'm behind you 110%.
And thank you.
And this may be the avenue I can help you with, but it's something from my heart.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. If I tell you what, if you would like, uh, if you can think about it, after our event's over with, maybe ask us. We got to get a chance. Maybe we can come back on and we can give you a highlight of what actually happened, what we was able to do this year after the event was all over with.
Sure, just let me know when you'd like to come up, and I can get it
Okay.
scheduled.
Okay, we'll do that.
You guys pick a Sunday night. Let me know ahead of time, and I'll get it scheduled and get you set up to where you guys can come up and give us a highlight.
Okay, that'd be great.
Because that'd be awesome just to see the outcome and the results of everything for the veterans.
Yep.
We had some pictures of the results too this year too. We get some pictures that weigh in and all that stuff this year.
That'd be great. That'd be
all right.
great.
Thanks for having us, Avid.
You're welcome.
All right. Good night.
Good night. You guys be safe out there.
You too.
You too.
I don't need no hat. I was wearing a hat today. Hungry seen the first channel cat of 2023, a 4-pound channel cat. No, I haven't dyed my beard yet, Mark. But a little backstory: a hungry fisherman. I met him 2 years ago, and I taught him a few knots and some rigs and styles of catfishing. And he's picked up on the knots. He's picked up on the sinker slides, the swivels, the leader lines, and the hooks. And he's been good. He's been going good. And now he's he fishes the same waters I fish, the Mississippi, Kaskaskia, Horseshoe Lake, Frank Holton. I want to see about getting him on some bigger fish. And see what we can do about getting him into some bigger fish on the Kaskaskia and the Mississippi. If I can get someone to share out some links for him, that's cool. If I get you guys to share out your links for Hungry Fishing so he can pick you up and follow you, that'd be great. Travis, you're going to get something way bigger than 15 pounds. I'm gunning to see you hook into a 50 or 60-pound blue this year. That would be great to see you guys see. What gray? I have a little bit of gray right here in the bottom of my beard. I I have gray in the beard. Just this phone is the lighting is not showing the gray. Thank you, Rustic. Please do, because I got gray. What? What? I ain't dyed my hair. Thank you, Rustic, for sharing up these links for Travis to pick up. Any help to help him out would be great. Hey, Mark, I wasn't going to say your father time, but you brought that one up. Hungry, all these people in here are great channels to follow. Turtle Lady, Catfish and Crappie, everyone in here. Turtle Lady, that's a miracle. No, Rustic, that's wrong. Catfish and Crappie don't look like Santa Claus. He reminds me of Father Time. I'm still trying to figure out how come Turtle Lady don't have gray hair dealing with Stan. Especially me leaving voice messages for Willow. But he's a cool guy. He's got the gear for the catfishing. He started out with Berkeley's and Ugly Sticks, and then he upgraded some good catfish rods and reels, and that's good, Travis. And Travis, Monday night, tomorrow night, Catfish and Crappie will be. All right, Mark. He will be live Monday night. Hungry Travis and Turtle Lady. Robin might need you next Sunday. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the more people we can get him introduced to around here would be great. But I'm all about getting people helped out and getting them growing. Everybody knows this in here. Travis. Yeah, Rusty, drop your link in here. Yeah, you are next Sunday. I just don't have your guys' thumbnails made because I don't have no pictures from you or Don R. I said next Saturday, Turtle Lady. Robin might need your help next Saturday with me and me going up against Shrina. Thank you for sharing out her channel. Thank you for sharing out Robin's channel. And there she is. The ghost. Hey, Robin. Last time I reminded you I never got anything, Turtle Lady. Yeah, I like to have you and Robin and Angelina co-host Saturday. Hey, Rob Fox. Robin, we do have a new person in chat, Hungry Fishing. He is from Belleville, Illinois. Oh, Hungry, you're going to get the rush of it. You will be what? Oh. It's 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. I'm just hoping for a nice weather that weekend. I did catch my first channel cat for the year. Is a 4-pound channel cat, and he had a fat little belly on him. Hungry, Rustic is a dink master of catfishing. Hungry, Rustic knows where to find the dinks. Or he knows where to find the gar, too. But Rustic is a good guy. Hey, Bugman, welcome in. Oh, you turkey. Well, me and Robin will find someone else to help her with it. I'm sure Robin can handle it. So, what questions would you have, Travis? Thank you, Rustic. Bugman, she's ghosting. She learned that trick from Bigfoot, how to ghost. Oh, okay. But we did have Catfish Pirates on. They did give updates on a tournament, and they. Well, if you have questions, you can always text me or call me. So you got my number, and I will be sending you some links for you to for night fishing gear that will help you out. Were you able to find that tripod at Walmart today? I'm hoping that he won't have to have all that trial and error, Rustic. Woohoo!
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. Oh, now you got my thumbnail up.
Yeah.
So how you doing?
I'm sore as heck from being in that tournament today.
I was watching you for a while until I had to go live for the members only.
Yeah, I saw your members only. You can call them. It's okay. I came in for a minute and then I fell asleep. I was that tired.
I know, I called you.
Missed your call even. I didn't even realize that.
I called you about 5 or 6 times. I'm like, okay, she's out. She's done.
Yep, I was toast posted. But I really had a great time on that tournament.
How'd you fare in that tournament?
I skunked. I'm going to be plainly honest, but as Cody said, I'm new to the boat part of it.
Right.
So we were so flooded this morning. Like everywhere around was roads covered, creeks overflowing. And so I knew the water was going to be murky and muddy. But the wind was going to be calm today. And I said, all right, I'm going to go to Lake Erie and go to the hot ponds. Well, I haven't figured out my Garmin yet.
Right.
So I didn't even have my electronics today.
Uh-oh.
I've never had electronics when I fished. It's all been,
Yeah, bank fishing.
yeah, even in the boat. I've been bank fishing from the boat. Well, I'm in the boat fishing with
Right.
no electronics. So, but we did get the transducer on last night, and the boat is a process. We got the engine up, we got it key starting. Now it's not a pull start anymore, so that's an advancement again. And then we got the transducer on and the Garmin turned on, but then it was dark because it was so sunny that we couldn't even see it. So I'm not even going to worry about this. We're just going to go up here to this first canal, in which was supposed to be the hot ponds. Well, it wasn't the hot ponds. It was a river.
So now you got to go into the Garmin and go into your settings and lighten up the screen to where you can see the screen.
Right. But I'm going to look through the booklet and see what just go step by step and, to get it set up how I'd like it to read.
Right.
And I've been shown how to read the graph as what looks, scaleless and, big fish versus little fish.
Right.
What potentially is carp, gar, catfish type things versus, the crappie and panfish. So I've been lucky enough that I have been shown that in person by J-Dog.
That's good.
So,
J-Dog's really someone that has a lot of knowledge that he don't really put out on the channel. He uses it, but as far as sharing it out with what he knows, he'll do it, but not out on a channel. He'll do it in person.
yes. And that was a real privilege for me to go down, and I have fished with J-Dog now 3 times, and it's amazing. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. A lot.
Even though he'll eat a shad, but then again, he'll try to get you to eat it.
I offered to eat a shad today, saying that if they got to 200 likes on that video while they were live, he goes, I'll eat a shad in half. And he goes, I bet you no one else would. And I had just shown my, J-Dog's #1 fan rod that I have. I said, I'd eat shad with you, just so you know. And he's like, that's my true #1 fan. Curtis or Eric wouldn't do that. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. This year is so much more learning for me than it is, reaping the rewards of learning so much.
Right.
Because I am going out, I am going fishing, I am trying to find, new places, new things. I've hooked up with a couple fishermen in my area now that don't do YouTube, but they're like, oh yeah, here, we'll show you a couple of our spots for, where we catfish. And I'm like, really? And that was after the tournament today.
That's cool. Because people like that are hard to find that's willing to share with you the knowledge, the experience, and spots to where you can catch fish that have them. That's where they have them marked.
Right. Now you have to realize I'm new to the catfish world only since September.
Right.
And, I consider myself one of the newbie ones because this is all new. The bank part of it was new. Now the
Right.
boat part of it is new.
We got
So
another
it's just,
newbie in here with you. That's Hungry Fishing.
I see that new name. Welcome, Hungry Fishing.
He's been following me for 2 years, and 2 years ago I taught him some knots and the sinker slides, the swivel, the leader lines, and the hooks, and he's been doing good with it. And he went from Berkeley rods to some Mad Cat rods to PC Fun reels, and he's upgraded.
Good.
And now,
Tara's comment of Robin, we are going to kick butt when you're down here. Tara, I am bringing the margaritas, and you and Sandy and I are going to have a party on the barge.
party on the dog pound.
It's the new dog pound.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He sold the old dog pound, and he's got a party barge now. He does. I'd like to push J Dog out there.
Go for
We'd like to get him to 1K at least.
it. Go for it. He deserves it.
He really does. He takes out people and lets them fish, gets them new PBs, teaches them so much. Tara and J Dog have opened their homes. I have stayed the night at their house. Even my own dog has pushed me off their couch when I was sleeping.
The two that deserve to be pushed out there right now is a Tara Blackburn and J Dog Gone Fishing.
Absolutely. And I can't thank J Dog enough for the experiences he's even given to my husband and I. I mean, he's just an amazing person. I mean, he is heartfelt. He loves the fish. Tara is wonderful in allowing, not to say that she, wears the pants in the family, but to have him out on the boat as much as he is, Tara's a very good sport about it.
Amen.
So I'd like to see him go live more though, Tara.
Can we share out J Dog's Gone Fishing link? And let's help him get growing and get him up to 1K.
Yeah. Rustic, if you could also on your mornings, it's Tuesday mornings, if I'm remembering correctly, or Monday mornings, when you have your live, if you could push
his link.
Yeah, push J Dog. I'd really like to see him get up to 1,000, and
I'd like to see him hit 1K.
Me too.
What is his numbers at right now? Do you know?
789.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you, Turtle Lady and Rustic.
Guys are awesome. Tara, we all have those sometimes. Like, I was frustrated because one of the things that is really hard is I lose signal in some of the areas that I fish. And like I could be on and it would be fine and then it's gone. And then it's not back for 2 or 3 miles, which 2 or 3 miles in my boat with a 9.9 is an hour.
Forever. That's forever.
Nice. Way to go, Hungry Fishing. Thank you. And I like seeing you around. I hope you're around more.
Oh, he's in chat 90% of the time, but he hardly ever says anything.
Well, don't be shy and don't be afraid to ask questions. I know I've asked thousands to different people, and they all will share their knowledge, at least in the catfish community.
Well, he was talking to me today and asking questions and everything while I was live, and I was there answering them and talking to him about it. And he was just he's like a sponge.
Yeah, I hear the upgrades in his gear.
Oh, he has some great upgrades. He has some Mad Cat rods, PC Fun reels, he has a new rod out that Bluff City is going to be putting out there that the guy's just making.
Nice.
It's
That's a good hookup.
This rod does anywhere from 25 to 100-pound tests, and it'll go throw weights anywhere from 4 ounce to a 12-ounce weight.
Which rod is that?
Travis, what rod is that new rod that you showed me today?
Was he the one that was on the live with you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was typing it out, I think, is when my eyes closed.
Yeah, it's a slick stick. That is a sweet rod.
That's cool.
That rod is, I tell you what, I almost wanted to take it home with me. But he's too nice of a guy. I wouldn't do that to him.
Maybe he'll get a sponsor by them.
But that slick stick is a nice rod. And it's only, a 7-foot rod? 7-8-foot rod? And that thing looked like it was a good medium heavy or heavy action rod.
He says it's a slick sticks.
Yeah, that thing will launch some weight. And he can cast him out there a good distance. He was matching my 12-foot rod with that slick stick. With a 4-ounce weight, he's putting it out there. That guy, he's cool.
He seemed really, really nice, and
he did do a little intro on the live today when I introduced him to you guys. I let him talk to him about himself and stuff. So.
Oh, that's cool. We should have him come up.
We will. I just got to work on. He's got to work on getting internet for his laptop and stuff. Then we'll get him up.
There you go.
Or I might have him come up next weekend when I'm fishing with him.
Oh, you're going to be fishing with him when you're fishing against Sharina?
No, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take him up to Horseshoe Lake and see what we can do up there.
Nice.
Because since the rivers and everything are flooding, we're gonna take him up there and see what we can get on
some
up there.
Backwaters.
Mm-hmm. Because he knows Frank Holton. I would think we can hook into some of them flatheads in Horseshoe Lake.
That would be sweet.
But hopefully this week the temperatures will get the water up. Yeah, he's free. He's free most weekends. So, you have that link of that light you sent me?
Yeah, I probably do.
If you can send it to me so I can forward it to him.
All right. Let me get it. Let me get it.
But he's looking to get. Hey, Carmel.
Hi, Carmel. That's it.
I'm gonna get him a night fishing for flatheads and blues.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna ask my husband to do me a big favor.
No problem. Hey, retired Rick. Thank you, Rick. I hope you don't mind night fishing, Travis. Good night, Tara.
Night, Tara. Love you, girl.
She's an amazing woman.
Yes.
Well, so are you and Turtle Lady too. So.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of cool people in the community. You're not going to get along with everybody. You're not going to, agree with everyone 100% of the time. But let me tell you, they'll have your back if you need them to have your back.
Right, but I look for certain things in the catfishing people in the catfishing community that makes them stand out. Don't don't get me wrong. I respect everybody and I support everybody, but there's a few that just stand out that make them amazing to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
there's huge supporters.
oh yeah.
Fracture Fix, Uncle Lou.
Oh, I know
Um,
that. Oh, can someone post Brad Cardell's uh
Tidal
sinker?
Eights.
Brad, yeah, title weights for um Travis. Excuse me. That green tea's got me doing hiccups now. Oh,
Holy cow.
I should never eat a salad before I drank green tea. I did not dye my beard.
That light has mm, it's a Jimpfenjerg, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeffenjerks or whatever it is, however you pronounce this.
It's a German name, whatever it is.
Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm sending it to you.
All right. Can we get Tidal Weights Sinkers link?
Yep. I'll get it in 1 minute.
Oh, Rusty's been doing good tonight sharing links.
Thank you, Rustic. You're the man.
He's been on it for links tonight. And Chris Everett was on it today during my live sharing out links.
There, I sent it to you.
Thank you. Yep, I just got it. I heard the ding. So, what'd you think of that? Think of that tournament?
Excuse me, I had to sneeze. The tournament today,
Yeah.
freaking blast.
Oh, excuse me.
Because it was, you never knew if you were sabotaging your partner. You never knew what was going to be coming next. And what I liked about it is the anglers that were on, they weren't looking to make you a mockery. They were looking to see how they could make sabotaging someone a bonus for themselves. And it wasn't like we didn't all just pick on Danny. We didn't all just pick on Mike. We didn't all, there was no ganging up. What was the thing is, if you were in the lead, you were the target. Whether that was your partner or not, you were still trying to give yourself the best. Aw.
Oh, they missed you. They were asking about you.
Alan, that is so sweet. Yeah, sorry. I was in a tournament today, and the close-up show was at 8 tonight. So I followed through with, my obligation for the tournament and went to that. But it was just, there was no cutthroat. It was friends fishing friends and having a blast. Look at what Stan said. Alan, I really want to get to
Hey, 2 pills.
one of each.
Turtle lady, deal with your husband.
That was pretty funny. I'd really like to get their Memorial Day tournament pinned in more. Isn't it Memorial Day that they have theirs?
No, it's, the 29th of May.
Okay, that's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. I think it's the day before Memorial Day, but
It is. Yeah, because Memorial Day is always on a Monday.
right. Hi, everything guy. And
Hi, everything guy.
They would like to come. Oh, May 27th. I'm sorry, but they'd like to come up after their tournament and
Awesome.
do a highlight, let everybody know how well they did and everything.
Would love that.
Yeah, but Turtle Lady, you got powers that he don't in this chat. Or did you forget that?
I do see, you know, with
Oh, excuse me.
with running tournaments, I do see a big side of it that I knew nothing about, since I started fishing them since the itty bitty kitty tournament that you held.
I noticed you kind of went quiet there towards the end of that one.
John R., I know you had some differences there. And hold on a second. Hey, boys.
Oh, there's our channel member, Don R.
And I respect.
Does Petey go out again
Yes.
right away?
Yeah, he can. Sorry. I respect you, Don R., to the utmost. I mean, I call you Uncle Don because I feel like you're family. And after seeing how things go and how things are run after all the tournaments I've been in, it's exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
To host a tournament. And the tournaments I usually see have 40, 50 people in them. They ran almost over 100 all day long.
It's hard to get a tournament that good to run and pop up and get people in there.
And it being a first time tournament that they've done, the sabotages, as was stated, they looked good on paper, but they didn't carry over to the chat, and they had to do that. They had to, as a host, they had to do that today. And it being their first tournament, I can see where they were strung out.
Hey, Chrissy. So, here's a question. How many times did you get sabotaged?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't. I was offline a lot, though. I really was. It was a nightmare.
So, basically, you sabotaged yourself.
Yeah. Donna, here's what I can say is talk to the guys. Really, talk to J-Dog, talk to Cody. It was nothing against you. It was nothing against anyone. Things happen. And unfortunately, them missing your giveaway, they did acknowledge it, but then it was forgotten. So
what was
I did it.
Giveaway?
He was going to give, wasn't it hooks, Uncle Don? I think he was going to send out some hooks, and he was going to give them away, which is very, very generous in itself.
Oh, yeah. That is
anyone who does participates in giving away stickers, giving away T-shirts, hats, hooks. All that is really, really difficult, and very, very nice to the people who step up and say, I'm willing to give this away. Go ahead, give it away.
Right.
If you reach this milestone, you can give one of my hats away. If you reach this milestone, every 30 minutes, whatever. But they did a nice job. I think they did fantastic. And, I think Uncle Don should take that up with J-Dog and Cody.
I do agree with
that. I don't think it was, it wasn't a diss, or it wasn't done in meanness. It was done because of the fact that, they were busy. They were scrambling. Every half hour that wheel spun, whether we caught a fish or not. And when a fish was caught, the sabotage wheel was spun again.
Let's keep the peace in chat, please.
Yeah, I think that would be best. It's okay to voice your opinion, but everybody goes live for positive things, and I think that we should, keep it that way. And thank you, Chrissy Brown. I think that's a good idea. It should be done privately. Yeah. But I want to tell you, I hope our battleship tournament is as much fun, because that was it was amazing.
I'm hoping that we can make it as much fun as that, because it's something that's new to the catfishing community that's never been done before.
Correct. Yes, ours is another new tournament.
And that would be a really great tournament just to watch it just blow up.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if J-Dog and Cody have the sabotage tournament again, I'm going to be racing to enter it. Because it was that much fun. And if it's that much fun for an angler, think of how much fun it is for someone in chat.
Right.
That gets to chat with everyone. Hi, Uncle Lou.
Hi, Uncle Lou. If I'd known they would have it for Sunday, I would have ended it.
Well, they always said April 1st and 2nd.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to the second part because I was dealing with a sick dog at the time.
Right. Yeah, Chrissy, that weather on Saturday was awful.
Travis,
and I know that's what took the Saturday competition out, was the weather.
Travis, Uncle Lou is the one that Rustic just posted his link. You can get your Uncle Lou's rod through that link there.
I love my Uncle Lou rods. OMG.
I showed him the Uncle Lou rods. He goes, I can't get one. They're not on the market. He says, oh, you have to
go through Facebook.
Yeah, go through Facebook to get it.
Rustic, can you get his Facebook link too and post that, if you would?
Uncle Lou is showing off your rod today to a new YouTuber and catfisherman.
So, yeah, I mean, you asked about the tournament. It was the best thing I could have done. You know what my, outside life is like. So, it was much needed. And even though I had trials and frustrations, all right, thanks, Rustic, I'll find it.
Uncle Lou, Hungry Fishing is new to the catfishing family, and he has a question for you, Robin. What is the sabotage tournament?
Okay. The sabotage tournament was this. You signed up for the tournament. You were going to be fishing against everybody. One day it was 8 people, the next day is 8 people. Well, Saturdays had to be canceled due to weather. But every half hour, a name wheel was spun. And when it landed on your name, then you were the one that either got the punishment, if it was a point related punishment, or if it landed on an actual sabotage item, like you had to sing a nursery rhyme, then you would assign that to whoever would do it, whoever you wanted to do it. So there was, sorry, my mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. There was a big fish competition. There was the most fish, and you didn't know who won the tournament until after. Thank you, Chrissy.
Hey, Chrissy, can you post a tidal weights and sinkers up there too for Hungry?
So you fished your own game not knowing who your partner was, because you were fishing with your partner too, and you didn't know who your partner was. And so you didn't want to burn your own butt by sabotaging your own partner, because then you're on Brad Caudell's
Tidal weights.
Yeah, Title 8. Post his link, please.
So we can help Hungry Fishing get the
Good
information
tackle.
that he needs and then tackle he needs.
So anyways, we all fished.
Thank you.
I skunked. I was the only one out of the tournament that skunked. Steve Ransom yesterday ended up being the only one that was able to fish, and even though it was raining, and he ended up having thunder and lightning, so he got off the water. But
did you catch a fish though?
I can't remember.
Last time I was watching it, he was catching the fish, but I was at work and I had to do runs, so I couldn't watch to see if he caught one.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Yes, they did catch one.
Travis, Tidal Weights is a place that you can go get your sinkers and have them ordered, and they'll mail them out to you. He'll make the sinkers that you want, the style you want, whether it be the coins, the bank sinkers, the pyramids. You just let him know. Yeah, exactly, Hungry. The wheel spins and it lands on something that the person has to do. Someone has to get, yeah.
For instance, another thing on the wheel was you had to pretend as you were hula hooping as you casted out a rod. Well, that's like walking and chewing gum for many of us. So, yeah, it's
yeah, exactly, J Dog. I know it's hard to run a tournament with just 2 people. It's hard to run it with one person.
It's hard to run it with less, and they did. They had cancellations today at the last minute, and they made it work. And one of us, because it was an odd number today that fished, one of us didn't know if we were the lone team, where our points were doubled. Well, it didn't matter in my case, because 0 plus 0 is still 0. But that's what I was hoping for, because I didn't want to bring down the other ones that were catching fish. So even fish were points.
Oh, really?
Yes. So 0 to 10 pound was 1 point, or 9.9. 10 to 19.9 was 2, and then it went all the way up to 6 points. 50 plus was a 6-point fish. So 40 plus was a 5 point. And it was less than 10 minutes after the tournament, and Mike Greenwell pulled in a 10-pound fish.
And 10 pounds.
A 40-pound.
Oh,
10
wow.
minutes after the he got 5 points for that because it turned out he was the lone team. He was his own member. So he got, he would have doubled his score with that, and he could have taken.
So who was your teammate?
Me and Tara were up against each other, were the team. And we didn't know this until tonight. And she caught 7.
And did she get sabotaged?
She did. But she got the one where she had to sing the nursery rhyme.
That was an easy one, I bet.
That's okay, Hungry Fishing. We can't do the hula hoop either, but you just know what it looks like in order to keep the hoop up on your hips. So that was the action you had to perform while you were casting. Sounds easier said than done.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that one. I may try it in my mind, but I wouldn't do it in person.
Chrissy, I know I kept thinking, if I have to do this one, I have to stand behind the fence because if I go over, I can still maybe catch myself on the railing.
J-Dog, I was laughing my butt off watching Danny Stone trying to hula hoop and cast.
Chrissy, can you find that J-Dog's or J-Dog? Is he a mod? I can't tell on the screen.
Yeah, J-Dog's a mod.
J-Dog, drop your link of the hula hoop, Danny's thing.
The clip.
The clip.
That was. I swear, it was better than watching another catfishman fishing tights.
Yeah, you were kind of on edge, but it wasn't like they weren't mean sabotages. They weren't demeaning. They weren't.
I understand that part, but I'm just saying that was a lot better than watching someone fishing tights.
Oh, right. String and hook on line blindfolded. I don't think you'd want to mess with a catfish hook blindfolded. I could see him last night, and I got stuck many times.
Hey, trust me, I did a string and line with cataracts in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that.
I don't know how I did it, but I did it without getting stuck.
But maybe they could add a sabotage of, you have to bring with you, maybe some, what is that string, the heavy string, like Palmetto had, but you didn't use the real hook. You just had to put it through like an eye hook or something,
Yeah.
or a washer. You had to do, something like that on the boat, and everybody just in their kit to bring on the boat with them would be bait that you can eat, bait that you can eat that you can use as bait. Like I brought, not beef jerky, but Slim Jim. So I could use that as bait if it landed on me.
How many people had to use the snacks for bait?
Danny Stone had to use his cooked fish sticks as bait. And my name was up on the wheel, and then it landed on food for bait.
And you tagged Danny.
And I chose Danny because he was in the lead.
Oh, okay.
And so he got his fish sticks out.
But how did he keep the fish sticks on the hook?
Carefully.
Yeah, he probably had to tie it on the hook.
But you know what? He did it.
That's good.
But another thing is if the fish didn't go for that, or if that's not
I'm surprised the fish didn't go after another fish.
They eat fish.
Right.
Chickens will eat cooked chicken.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, I'm exhausted today because I had fun.
That's what it's about. Like, I had fun being out on the water just fishing. Even though we only caught 2 fish today, but it's better
Not too
than
more than I
nothing.
did. But I am learning. I am getting there. I will, and I'm going to bring J Dog down May 6th. He's going to go in there thinking, I got this.
So are you going to go down there and fish with Tara?
On May 6th,
Yeah.
I am not. I have a secret Joey.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. So J Dog doesn't know who it is. And he won't know until the day of.
Remember, next Sunday we have guests coming up that you know.
Next Sunday. Yep.
Yeah.
Saturday, we have your tournament, your 1v1 against Sharina. And that's in the morning, right? 8 to 1?
Right.
EST?
Right. Central Time.
So I got to get up at 9 a.m. Okay.
And Sunday night, we're going to have a couple of your favorite people up here.
Sunday night. I'll have to look. I forget now. Who is
I
it?
haven't made the thumbnail, but they're both in chat.
Oh, Angelina and Donar.
It took you a minute.
Look at J Dog. God, I love it.
Hey,
Uncle Lou, if the water wouldn't been so bad because of all the rain that we had, I probably would have went down there even for today. But being that they got hit as hard as we did, I didn't see driving, hours to fish there and have it just as murky as it was up here.
exactly.
Because if you looked at the screen, my water was the dirtiest. It had debris. The mud was just churning.
Yeah, and that was. I'm surprised you made it out there as far as you did with all that debris and mud.
Yeah, I had fun. It was a blast.
Oh, I'm not saying that part. I'm just saying for the murkiness of the water and the debris is just. I thought you did try to gone out deeper or something.
Yeah, you know what? If I would have stayed in Erie, maybe more. If I would have went out more, but the winds were going to be picking up as the day goes on.
Right.
Because I had to watch for that, and with only the 9.9, that's not safe to go very far from shore.
Well,
With a
9.9
9.9.
is made for more of a pond boat.
Well, it made for small creeks.
Yeah, small creeks, but your boat ain't made for a small creek.
Not a tiny creek. I'm talking like I was on today. I was on a river, a small
Okay.
river.
Small river would be better for it,
But Uncle Lou, I plan on hitting Sandusky hard this year. And I'm hoping to fish it with Brad Caudell. I'm even going to hit Hoover Dam or Hoover Reservoir and fish out of there because that's even closer. Donar says, Robin, I'm out of all tournaments. Avid is great. So are you doing 1v1s? And don't let one day upset you for the rest of the thing.
you still got 2v2 done. J Dog, we're gonna get you to 1K one way or another.
Yeah, we are.
I respect you both, Don and J Dog.
Absolutely.
People.
Absolutely. Sure, you can have, your feelings and because when you're hurt, you will say things out of hurt
Yeah.
that you probably wouldn't say when you look back on it.
They're both. Everybody here is an amazing person.
Yes. Everybody in the community has their own place to be in the community. And no one takes that away from anyone.
I'm missing something there, Don. I missed something there.
Yeah. Well, let's leave that between J Dog and Don R and not bring it
Right.
in here. I mean, they both got to voice on J Dog's channel. They came here, and let's just let them handle it. They're
Yeah,
adults.
they need to get together and talk it out. Hey, Jody, thank you for coming up on Pam while you were fishing today. How did you do?
Meow.
Yes, exactly, Hungry Fishing. I knew you were a smart man.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that he was hurt, but it's dropped.
Yeah,
Jody, how did you do tonight, sis?
she was on my lap fishing on her pontoon, and the way in across from her on the lake was polecats fishing. You could see his boat a short distance away from Jody's.
Oh wow. Look at Bugman. LOL. I just got back. What? Robin, you may want to go to bed. You are delirious, okay? I won't bet two people in the community, Pontoon Jody and J Dog. And I've done it to both of them.
Oh, Karma came back and bit you in the hiney, huh, Jody?
Oh,
That's bad.
oh, Buggy, I love you to death. And one day, Buggy, we're gonna fish together.
Yep, one day.
That's the bet that I came to the tournament on with the blue mohawk. I lost that bet
Yeah.
to Jody. And then I called out J Dog on May 6th for the women's call out.
Hey, Lynn, how you doing?
Lynn, how are ya?
The funniest one I like so far, Danny Stone hula hooping.
There you go, Lynn. With every tournament that I've seen, today's was the funniest and thought out one I've seen. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was difficult for them. I mean, Cody and J Dog had to fly by the seat of their pants at the last minute today. People say they're going to be there and then they're not there. And at the last minute, it's not like you can call in an alternate. I mean, within, so many minutes of the show, you can't expect someone to be on the water by then.
I was already on the water, but I already had a prior commitment to channel members, so I wasn't going to stop that.
Right.
But I could have jumped in there if I didn't have prior commitments.
Steve Ransom. Howdy, buddy. Yeah, Steve, he's another one that we want to build up.
We're gonna have to get him up on panel.
Yeah, he was close to 75 yesterday. Did you make it to 75, Steve? I haven't checked today.
Yeah, share Steve Ransom's link because we have a new person in chat that's hungry fishing. He's picking up channels so he can follow and watch and learn tips, tricks, and techniques for fishing.
You probably want to add Jody's link in there. Jody, last you looked, it was 71.
Right.
Let's arrange for Steve to come up and
Thank
be
you
on the show.
Chrissy.
Thanks, Chrissy. You're awesome.
We have hungry fishing that's new to the family, so let's share out links so he can pick you guys up and follow you guys. And please return the favor and pick him up. He will be doing videos. I'm helping him get the gear and everything he needs.
Awesome. Thank you, Evan. Yeah, let's plan a date. Check with Steve which date's good for him.
Steve, are you on Facebook? He ain't answered me yet, but I'm waiting.
Yeah. What'd Chrissy say?
Message me, would you? And send me a couple pictures and I'll get a thumbnail made and we'll get you set up for a date.
Bugman said about the tournament today, it is the best one I have seen in my time here. It was nice and light and big time funny. Absolutely.
I tell you what, there's a few times in there that got me laughing. I tell you, I will give him that.
Good night, Bugman. Hope your back feels better.
Good night, Bugman.
So yeah, I mean, it's funny because with the new people coming in, I'm not the newbie anymore. Hey, there's my brother Danny.
Hey, Danny, we have I have someone in here that's been following you for 2 years, Danny. It's Hungry Fishing. So he's been watching you. He's been watching Parker, and he's been following me for 2 years. I introduced him to you a couple years ago, and he's been all over you, watching your channels a lot. Hey, Billy, I have Hungry Fishing's link posted at the top of chat, so anybody wants to go over there and check him out and follow him.
Hey, Billy.
Hey,
so looking forward to what's coming up. You have a 1v1 on Saturday, April 8th. From
Correct.
8 a.m. to
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Central Time.
Right.
And then on the 9th.
Huh?
On the 9th. Is that, Donna, are you going to be here on the 9th then with your statement? Because Angelina is fishing against Donna, right?
I believe so. All right, Lynn.
Good night, Lynn. Thanks for coming in, supporting us.
Because
And then
those two have a rivalry between the two.
who?
Don R and Turtle Lady. Remember, Don R beat Turtle Lady in the Channel Cat tournament.
Right. Yeah, they
So
want to.
this is almost like a revenge for Turtle Lady to beat Don R.
Oh, in case anyone is wondering, the new Uncle Lou Rod is named Lucy. Danny won an Uncle Lou Rod today.
Thank you, Steve. I got it.
So J Dog has a new rod called White Lightning. Maybe his new boat should be the Thunderstorm. If you go to J Dog's,
Thunderstruck, but that's never mind. That was going off the deep end.
if you go to J Dog's channel and you look at his call out to Danny Stone to battle Betty,
White Lightning
you can name.
versus the Black Betty, huh?
Yeah, you guys can put in name suggestions for his boat, and if he chooses your name, you win a T-shirt.
I have not been good at winning anything lately, so I don't think we'll be putting no name out there.
Well, you come up with some pretty good ideas, so you might want to check it out. Mr. Euler, hi.
Hey, Euler. No, we were fishing against you and Angela. Angelina, and then we're fishing against you and me. Angelina's a good friend.
Oh, so he'll fish against me because I'm not a good friend, Uncle Don. Thanks.
Boy, he just dug that hole really good. He just dropped that hole really well.
Let's see. Pontoon Jody says, we could be twins, Danny. My Uncle Lou rods are pretty Ricky and
Lucky Lucy.
okay. Is that supposed to be lucky because it's Cucky Lucy? And
Hey, when you type it on the phone, big fingers hit tiny buttons so you can pick up two of them.
thank you, Chrissy Brown. She posted the link for J Dog's Gone Fishing's new boat name. Chrissy Brown says, John Euler, the Dink Master.
Hey, John, whatever happened to small waters? He was in the Channel Cat Itsy Bitsy tournament last year in the spring. I haven't seen him lately.
I saw him earlier today or yesterday.
Not small water charters. I'm talking about the other one.
What other small waters is there?
John only knows who I'm talking about. Oh, he's working on his house. Okay. What's his channel name again, John? Small Town. That's it. Small Town, not small water. Small Town. Stephen and Debbie. Thank you, Chrissy. Those two are amazing. Watching Stephen catch a little dink and try to put it on his shoulder like a big 50-pound cat, and it's only maybe a quarter-ounce channel cat that he caught.
Mr. Duggar.
Oh,
welcome in, my favorite alien.
But it's been a great day all around for a lot of people. Danny Stone, the hula hoop king.
You know who else did the hula hoop thing?
Who?
It's Larry. But he was like walking and chewing gum. He was doing the hula hoop and then he tried to cast it and he had to stop the hula hoop.
You're not supposed to stop the hula hoop, I thought.
Well, see, here's the thing. He has a legit excuse. If you get the hula hoop going, you can stop for an instant and it still goes around you because the momentum carries it. It's the harder thing is to get your rhythm right with the hoop again.
Yeah, but you know the hard part on my end on that thing? Trying to
Did you
do
break a hip?
no. Trying to do a hula hoop and cast a 12-foot catfish rod.
I don't care if it's a 7'6" catfish rod. Yeah. Danny Stone says, leave the hula hooping to the pros. Yeah, everybody's more than welcome to come watch us slay you, Uncle Don. And Angelina,
Let's see.
she's going to be a little rusty, so
Hey, that's gonna be a night tournament.
nice. What day is that?
We haven't set it up, but I'm gonna make sure it's a night tournament.
Okay, you got to check with me because I'm in a lot of tournaments.
I know. I want that one as a night tournament, so it'll benefit the catfishing and the flatheads.
Uncle Lou. Danny Stone, I'm sure that was a Saturday night move, not a hula hoop move. If you haven't watched Danny Stone hula hoop,
Hey,
he
Mr.
was
Kitty
doing
Whisker,
he was doing the pelvic thrust.
you was doing something. I've never seen a pelvic thrust keep a hula hoop up on the hips.
Oh, Danny Stone, Uncle Lou, it was instinct. I couldn't help it.
That's what made it so funny.
Oh God. I know that's the kind of fun we had today though.
Yeah, I went from a lake that had white caps to a lake that was 15 to 20 mile an hour wind gusts, and it wasn't really bad. So it was good.
Mr. Kitty Whiskers.
Oh, there's a baby girl. Hi, Cass.
Uncle Lou says, I needed that laugh. I didn't stop for 10 minutes.
I almost had an accident laughing so hard.
It was, if anything, today was the most I laughed. And I missed a lot of it because no signal.
Yeah, I understand that. We all have that problem.
Danny Stone, I wanted the hula hoop challenge. No fair here. Nice, Mr. Duggar. He caught some nice walleye today and a nice brown trout.
Say what? Oh,
Mr. Duggar caught a nice walleye today and a nice brown trout.
I got a 4-pound channel cat and a 2-pound trout. But
Now, I would have a hard time returning that trout.
it didn't get returned.
Yeah, I usually do catch and release, but yeah, that one would have been a hard one.
The 4-pound channel cat and the trout did not go. They went back to another lake, not the lake they came from.
Don't they frown upon that?
And that one is Crisco Lake,
What's a Crisco Lake?
hot oil.
Oh, gotcha. They went to freezer camp or
Yeah, freezer camp.
table camp.
Uh-huh.
Uncle Lou says Stacia must have given him a couple extra squirts of grease. Didn't hear him creak and crack with all that movement.
You had to do something.
Doug Talley's in the house. Says hello, everyone.
Hey, Doug.
Christy, you sleep well. You have a blessed night also.
It's just good to see these tournaments coming up right now.
Yeah. Danny
what?
Stone says he's cracking and popping now.
I'm sure he is. Well, a lot of the hip thrusting he's doing today.
When we were coming back from the river and we were on Lake Erie, the water was coming over the front of the pontoon.
Oh no.
And I looked at the wind, and it was only like 8-9 miles per hour,
Oh wow.
and it was still coming over the front of the pontoon
Yeah,
because it just creates these huge waves
yeah. You got
with it
those
being so open.
4-foot gaps.
But we came in on fumes. Fumes. I was like, holy cow. We drank a lot of gas today.
Yeah. Eventually, you're gonna have to get a bigger motor for that boat.
Yes. And guess who's offered to help me look for one?
Your husband.
No.
Who?
J-Dog and Sandy and Van. The same people who helped me get the mud puppy.
A good 150 would be good for that boat.
I'm not putting a 150 on my boat. I'd turn that sucker on and I'd be over the edge. I'm talking.
A 150 is perfect for a pontoon boat.
Stan, I can't put any more weight on the back of the boat. I was back there, Tommy was back there, and our horse was back there.
That was not enough weight. You needed Bigfoot back there.
You would have had to sit on top of the motor.
That'd be no problem.
It was white capping out there. Not that the waves were huge, not like 3 and 4 feet or anything like that. But
1 to 2 foot whitecaps ain't bad.
It's bad enough to come over the top, but
Right.
it's just, I hadn't experienced that in the pontoon before. But
right.
one of the things that we're going to check is to see if there's any water in the tunes. When Tommy goes to work tomorrow, because we dropped it off at his work, because every week we're working on it.
Right.
Yeah, Uncle Lou, I was looking between a 30 and 35 is actually what I was going to look for.
Yeah,
but
but
I got to save up the money. I spent so much money this year between the boat, and we did get boat insurance and, just towing in itself, if we were ever stranded, I wanted to have the towing.
do you have to, in your state, do you have to go through a boater safety course?
If we do, we get a 10% discount on our insurance. That's all that the boater safety would do. But I'm considering it because I think there's one held at the high school.
I would, because I think that'd help you out a lot. I think every boater should go through that for boater safety.
I agree. But I'll tell you what, when Tommy drove the pontoon back to the dock, and I was falling asleep, those waves, and it just was rocking me right to sleep. And I took a little cat nap until the bass boat came storming past us. And I'm like, when the waves started hitting the side, I was like, what the heck is going on?
Bass boat being stupid.
Jody says, I run a 40, 18 mics an hour when I put up a new she puts on a new propeller. Yeah. That's another thing Robin should have bought the dog pound, just saying, J-Dog, I didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah, that kind of money for that kind big
I would have
boat.
loved to have the dog pound. Would have loved it.
How much did you want for the dog pound?
I don't know. Because I had already, excuse me, I had already bought the mud puppy.
J Dog says, I don't know if I had your money, I'd have thrown mine away.
Thank you, Uncle Lou.
Lou, she does have the perfect tune, the pontoon to learn with.
And it is a learning curve. Absolutely is.
Give her a couple years on that pontoon, then she can upgrade.
Yep. Steve says boat insurance and sea tow are the best things ever. And we have it.
Oh yeah, once you get above 50 horse, you have to consider gas for it.
Doug Taylor says he has a 20 horsepower Mercury on a 14-foot John boat. That baby will haul butt. I bet it would.
I'm sure it would be. You put a 20 horse on a pontoon boat? Yeah, I'd
Hungry
like to see
Fishing
that
says,
one.
I got a cardboard box I use as a boat.
I want to see that one, Travis. Bring it with you next Sunday. Up to Horseshoe Lake. I want to see you take that cardboard boat out on the lake.
But see, this is how great the catfish community is.
I will video it.
You know, Travis is just getting together and you're helping him get the right gear. You put him out there and
I did start helping him 2 years ago when I met him.
right. And then look at me. I upgraded from the bank to a pontoon and now it's going to be an upgrade to a motor. This week we're going to be working on the trailer. We want to raise it up so it's easier to get the pontoon onto the trailer. So we're going to be putting in the new boards and angling it right.
Yeah. Getting the right angles, getting the right boards, getting them.
Yep. So it's a smoother onto the trailer and we're not having to pick it up. You know, we're not having to enter the water to pick it up. And then we need to get a ladder, which I'm sure that J Dog could help me out with that, you know, to get it welded on and stuff.
Well, Hungry, you could always got a hold of me up here on YouTube since you always follow me. You get a message, said something.
Well, it's, you know, God works in mysterious ways,
Well,
Travis. And he set you guys to meet up today for a reason.
Travis said he's been in chat for the last 2 years, sitting and watching, and I didn't even know it was in there.
Aw, J-Dog says, I'll help you with anything, sister. And Tara has openly invited Tom and I to come out and spend the night anytime we wanted. We were considering going down there on Saturday night. And then they got a lot of rain. We got a lot of rain. And again, I wasn't going to drive that many hours to go fishing, you know. Plus, I need to learn the waters around me.
Oh, yeah.
And I really haven't. The only fishing I've done is at the family pond. Well, 5-acre lake and, you know, on a family property.
Like Alan was saying earlier, get a map of your lakes. They have the contours and everything in it, and you can learn it that way, too.
Yep, and navionics. And I have great fishing here. You know, I don't live far from Lake St. Clair, which is considered, you know, one of the better fishing spots for many types of fish, many species. You know, I live 2 blocks from the channel that goes right into Lake Erie. So,
Correct.
I mean, I can see Canada from our riverway. The only thing that's in between is the Detroit River, and then it turns into Trenton Channel, and then it goes down into Lake Erie. Sandusky Bay. There's Maumee River that is like 40 minutes from my house. That's another good river system.
Well, good catfishing systems.
Yeah. There's Ecorse River, which I'd be worried about what's on the banks more than what's in the river. I know, Uncle Lou, right? We were going to do that today, but I just got tired. The guy I talked to today about the cash fishing spots near me that I haven't tried out because I was telling him where I've been. He pointed out 3 good locations for me, and then he showed me right where he was catching the perch. They got a 2 persons limit yesterday and today on perch.
What people call perch down here isn't what you call perch up there. A lot of people call perch down here bluegills, and they're bluegills not a perch.
No, Stan, the Edmund Fitzgerald actually sunk in Lake Superior, which is above the UP, the Upper Peninsula. And I'm on, if you're looking at the mitten on the back of your left hand, I'm like right near where the thumb hits the back of your hand on the map. If you all didn't know, Michigan is shaped like a mitten, which is the shape of the back of your left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the easiest way I could explain that. But Jody, that's exactly what I want to do. And we actually put on the fish finder. We put the transducer on, we leveled it according to our water line and the boat being on the level surface. And it wouldn't fit on the square back of the pontoon. They have this little thing that sticks out on the back of the pontoons.
Yeah.
It didn't fit on there and go below the tune, so we had to get a piece of metal and apply that onto, that square piece
Right.
to extend it down. And we did that, but I didn't learn how to get it set up prior to me going out on the boat today. So,
Oh, I understand that. It's not a 1-day thing that you're going to learn it all one day.
right. J-Dog, he says, Jody, you should pay more attention to your sonar and you wouldn't have a huge hole in your pontoon.
Well, that's got a point.
That's a huge hole.
Big enough hole you can stick your hand in.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm glad you got a patch, too.
Yeah. What is it? Boat transfers it to busting out
Put out
1,000
another
more or
1,000.
something like that. Yeah.
Boating out another 1,000.
What's yours about 6 inches up on my pontoon?
The hole in his pontoon.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know he had a hole in his pontoon.
Mm-hmm.
How'd he get that?
I don't quite remember, but I think it was something crazy.
He was probably driving his pontoon like he does the semi-trucks.
I wouldn't doubt it.
J-Dog, good night.
Night,
Sleep
J-Dog.
well. Thank you for everything.
I don't know how Susquehanna Stan ruined his pontoon boat, but I'm sure it was having to do with driving a semi.
Who's this? Jody says, I bent a metal ruler and made a bracket to hold my transducer one time.
That works.
Yeah, absolutely. We had from my little aluminum boat, my rowboat, we had a piece of metal on one of the seats that I think my grandfather had a fish finder on at one point, but my husband had taken it off. Oh, nice, Jody.
Careful, Jody. He made sure he had to put another hole in the pontoon.
Yeah, but at least, she wants to see a picture of it.
I know. I'm just being a smarty butt. Picking on Stan.
You want your transducer down low, but not below your tune. You have to have it below your tune, otherwise it's just going to read your tune.
Mm-hmm. It's going to give you a false reading off your tune.
I mean, mine's not super low or anything. It only has to be
An inch.
even less. I think ours is a half. See, my transducer was below, well, not mine. My grandfather's transducer was below his bottom of his boat, even on the aluminum boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All the
that's
transducers
where
I
we
see
put
are
mine, Jody.
Judy.
I know. I don't know where that came from.
All the transducers I've seen on boats are always lower than the boat.
If you can get it even, great, but I feel safer with it up an inch or so. Well, if you have it up above the tune, are you having it read behind you and not underneath you and in front?
It's probably reading side scan.
I'm confused.
I am too, because I have a clamp on an adjustable bracket for my transducer.
Buck Williams says, I have a clamp on adjustable bracket for my transducer. That is smart. I don't think it would bust it, Stan, but because it's up high, like you said, but what about the accuracy of your readings?
I think it'd ruin the accuracy of the readings. I think it'd go bad.
He says it reads fine. It's a cone signal.
Well, not all transducers are cone signals either, though. You know what?
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, so I can't talk. I mean, I know where we put our transducer and why we did it the way we did it. So I'll just wait and see, what kind of pictures I get and how it does. And that's another thing I'll upgrade as we go along because, yeah, Stan, don't you have the 4? Don't you have the one that I have? The Garmin 4? But yeah, it's a fun time. The season has come, and the more we get fixed on it, the more I will be able to launch it by myself, because right now I can't.
Yeah, most damage he's on his is his anchor line.
Uh, I anchor off the front of my pontoon. So I guess it could pick up my anchor line too, since it's out the front. Danny Stone, have a nice night, sleep well, and congrats on your win.
Good night, Danny Stone.
Danny and Larry won the tournament today.
Danny had to fight for it since he lost a point.
Danny did fight for it. Between him and Larry, there were 25 fish caught. More, because they lost that point. But yeah.
So who had more points, Danny or Larry? Or was it a tie?
Jody says, all I need is a fancy self-deploying trolling motor, and mine will be like a new boat. About replaced everything on it. That's awesome, Jody. Mine will be when I get my 4 captain's chairs versus, the bench in the back. Spacing out the seating will be nice, because then when it's just me and the dog, I only have to put my seat in, and then he can have the rest of the boat.
Oh, Danny won. He had 14 points and Larry had 11.
Yeah, they did great. And then Tara had 7 and Mike had 4. But then he got to double his because he was the solo team. So he had 8.
So
and I had the big old goose egg.
Who was Danny's teammate?
Danny and Leary from 3+1 was the one team. And it was Tara and I as a team. And then Mike Greenwell and Mike Greenwell.
Okay. Hey, Size Matters.
Hey, Size Matters. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm not staying on much longer because I need some sleep.
Well, I'm fixing to end this here in a few minutes.
I appreciate everyone coming in and just sharing.
Go ahead.
Just sharing their thoughts and, the chat. And it was a great time.
I was also trying to stay on a little bit until you popped up to help push Hungry Fishing.
Okay.
Because he needed it, because he's just new to the community. And I'm glad you did pop up, because you were able to give insight on the tournament. But Hungry Fishing, he's going to be, he'll be doing good. You'll be seeing him on some live fishing shows with me. He already has a wagon. A collapsible wagon.
Very nice.
Something I don't have yet.
I used my the heavy duty garden cart. It's not collapsible, but I just put it in the back of the van and load the stuff up in it. And so when I put it out of the van, I was ready to roll up the hill.
Come on. Come here, baby. Come here. Remember this cutie?
Yeah. That dog is so little, it's like one of my dog's paws.
Hey, Marky again. Welcome back, bud. Hey, Monty Sheets.
Hi, Monty. Hi, Mark.
Yeah, gonna give me kisses? Thank you.
Is Mark having a show tomorrow night?
Yeah, he's going to have
KP and Hogleg?
Oh, you're right. KP and Hogleg as guests.
Nice. That's another group of guys that need to be pushed and
Yeah.
having their channels put out there. They really do a nice job for the late nighters, early morningers now.
We'll get him up there.
What's Jody talking about?
I have no clue.
Monty Sheets. He's such a cool guy.
I'm getting kisses over here by Cass.
$6,000 delivered?
For what?
That's more than I paid for my house 30 years ago.
What is $6,000 delivered?
His boat, probably.
Holy cow! Is that what Cool Cats paid for the boat?
No, I think it's Don R's boat.
Oh.
We'll get to see on Don R. Get some pictures of your boat so you can show them on Sunday.
Oh, he done a video live of his pontoon boat.
I still have to do my live. We've just been working on it and having fun.
$6,000 delivered. Holy crap!
Yep, the next time you see me on the boat too, I'll have all my monster rod holders on it. We only have 2 on it today.
You know, that's both of my eye surgeries together.
60,000 for your eyes?
No, 6,000 total, not 60.
He said it was 60,000.
Oh crap! That's a house payment. Or buying a house on.
That's a down payment nowadays.
That's a down payment for 50 acres in the house.
For you, Jody, I'll give you a great deal. Look at Jody says James cost a lot more than that. Dang, I want their money.
Well, look at the boat that James bought.
I didn't see it yet.
He bought it. He hasn't shown it yet, but it's a 21-foot center console wrapped around cabin boat with a it's one of those big boats that you'd find on the ocean or something.
Wow.
With an enclosed cabin.
Look at Mark. I saw a boat I wanted for $130K.
Almost. Damn.
Dang, I thought I wanted a lot when I wanted, one of those electric winches that roll up your anchor.
Yeah. Mark says he bought a huge craft. James bought a huge craft.
On ours, pontoon has a hardtop on it.
Yep, it does.
Ooh. So is he going to fish on his new boat for channel cats?
Don't know. When I go up against Jody, when we go up against Jody in that,
yeah,
I won't be on the Kaskaskia River that day.
I might have to come down there and be on the boat in the Kaskaskia while you fish the bank. Catfishing crappie. Mark says not buying that boat, just so y'all know, or just so y'all don't think I got Chad's money.
No, I thought you might have Lyle's money, Mark. According to Lyle, you have a bank account.
Susquehanna Stan says, Mark, I found you the perfect boat. I like
no.
Mark's little boat. He put a lot of time into that because he has some really good lights.
Mark, that's a smart man saying no.
Not new, Robin, but open to all that come fish with me. Nice. Way to go, Don R.
I've got enough medical bills to pay off right now. I don't need another bill to pay off.
I'll have to try to make it out to South Dakota at some point to fish with you, Uncle Don, on your boat.
I got to get Hewitt and Turtle Lady down here, Robin.
Yeah, you do. I'm hitting Tennessee this month now. And then next month, I'm going to my Mr. Joey's house. And then
Then what?
I lost my train of thought.
I can tell. It's just one blank.
I did. It just went right out of my head.
But when you guys come down, I'm going to have Hungry Fishing around so where you guys can meet him too, because he's a cool guy.
That would be great.
He's really cool. See if I can get a few other people around here to meet you guys too. But it'd be fun. There's
It will be fun.
There's campground sites down here.
Mark, it showed because your lights and everything. I mean, when you'd be out there at night, it just amazed me. I loved it.
Mark put a lot of work and time into that boat. But if I was ever to put a motor on any boat like Mark's, I'd put Epic's jet boat on Mark's.
Not me. I don't want to go fast on a boat.
The jet motor. Basically, all it does is suck water up. They don't have a prop. Has it inside turbo that pushes water through and shoots it out the back. They don't have props. Has a built-in prop inside the tube that shoots water through like a jet. It's basically protecting the prop to a housing.
You lost me on all of that, just so you know.
I kind of figured that. Next time we have Epic up here, ask him that question about his boat motor. He'll explain it better than I did.
Mark the Shark. I like it, Jody.
No. Mark. Oh, yeah, Mark the Shark. But normally, anytime I see Jody putting that shark on there, she's circling somebody. But how can two super mods battle each other?
All right. Well, I'm off of here, guys. It's after 11. I've been up since God knows what time I actually woke up.
Well, you want to close this out?
Sure. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being part of the show. We all love you here. Don't hesitate to ask us questions. If we don't have the answers, we can get them to you or send you to the people that can. We love you all. You have a good night and have sweet dreams. Peace out.
Well done, Robin. And